What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, Shad Moss, aka Mr. 106 in Park, aka or better known as Bow Wow. Bow Wow was the guest on Club Shay Shay, which is Shannon Sharp's podcast today, right? And so I haven't watched any of the interview. I haven't watched the interview at all. But it made me reflect on a conversation I had a few weeks ago with my coworker. So I told y'all I started a new job a little over a month ago. And one of my coworkers, she's 24 years old. She's a young lady, right? And so the conversation about Bow Wow came up for some reason. I don't know why. And she was like basically saying Bow Wow be acting like he more than what he is. Like, yeah, he had about 3 hits, but like that was it and so on and so forth. And I had to stop her in her tracks. She's a really, really nice young lady. So I'm not trying to denigrate her, but I had to wait a minute. I had to say, hold on, you were a baby when Bow Wow's era was thriving. I was 7 years old when Bow Wow hit the scene, right? And I remember the pandemonium around him. I remember like the hysteria around Bow Wow. The way older women feel about Chris Brown right now, the way women my age feel about Chris Brown, that's how the young girls felt about Bow Wow at that time. Bow Wow was everywhere. Y'all remember Word Up magazine? When Word Up magazine was a thing, you feel me? Like, and I know Biggie shouted it out in Juicy, but you know, Word Up magazine in the early 2000s, Bow Wow was on the cover of every damn issue. It was either him or B2K, for real. Romeo might make an appearance. The reason why I know is because my cousin would always have the Word Up magazines. Bow Wow was always featured in that. Seriously. And again, I started off the video calling him as one of his aliases, Mr. 106 in Park, because they kept having to retire his videos because it was always number one. 106 in Park was everything. I'm talking about people would come home and couldn't wait to see 106 in Park. The same few videos every single day. That's because we didn't have YouTube at the time to listen to the music that we wanted to listen to. We had to watch MTV and just pray that the song that we love would come on, right? This is in an era where, y'all remember when like the box was popping? Remember the box? And you would hope somebody would pay to play your song that you like. I was never paying for them damn songs, but you know what I mean? You had to watch TV to really hear your song you really like. This is when we would watch Notarized 100, when BET would do the countdown of the top 100 videos at the end of the year and all of that. We would all sit around watching these videos because music videos, we couldn't just pull it up on our own free will, right? And so people would run home to watch 106 in Park heavily, and Bow Wow was heavily in rotation all the time, no matter what song he dropped. So when my coworkers say Bow Wow only had 3 hits, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. We talking about Bounce With Me Bow Wow? Like Puppy Love Bow Wow? Ghetto Girls Bow Wow? I'll Take You Home Bow Wow? Thank You Bow Wow? Fresh as I'm Ears Bow Wow? Let's Get Down Bow Wow? Oh, wait a minute. Like You Bow Wow? Shorty Like Mine Bow Wow? What's the other joint? Let Me Hold You Bow Wow? Let Me Hold You. No, that was my part. Let me. Everybody was doing that. Bow Wow was doing that. Listen, man, I say, no, we not going to do that. I remember when Bow Wow came to Chicago, this was around the Taste of Chicago, no, Bud Billiken Parade. Bud Billiken Parade time. For anybody that don't know, Bud Billiken Parade is the back to school parade in Chicago, right? It is the biggest black parade in the United States of America. Celebrities are always on the floats in the parade and all of that every time. Bow Wow and B2K and them came to perform one year. They knocked the barricade down to get to Bow Wow. It was a thing. Bow Wow getting chased in malls everywhere he went. I'm not lying to y'all. You really had to see it. You feel me? Like Bow Wow was selling out arenas. Arenas. As a little black boy, selling out arenas with nothing but a whole bunch of little black girls. That is rare, man. To sell out arenas and fill up arenas like that, most rappers have to have a diverse fan base with a lot of white fan base, a lot of white fans, a lot of Asian fans, a lot of Hispanic fans, so on and so forth. I'm talking about primarily black girls were filling up the arenas and piling in to watch him perform. Primarily black girls were lining up to try to see Bow Wow, get a glimpse of Bow Wow. For real, man, that's how big he was. He was a cultural phenomenon. That damn Harlem Shake he would do, that Harlem Shake he would be doing, it was super popular, man. Everybody wanted to see Bow Wow do the Harlem Shake. It was a big deal. it was a big deal, man. I remember, I think about it now. I remember when Fresh Is On Me came out, and we saw the evolution of Bow Wow growing up in the rap industry, him making small, like, kid songs, and then getting some more mature content. We saw songs like, what's my joint? Out of My System. That was my song when me and my girlfriend broke up in the 8th grade. I was in like the 8th grade, I think, at the time. What? Out of My System? That was my ringtone, but I was hurt about that woman. You feel bad about that little, she was a girl at the time, but you know what I mean? Yeah, like, Out of My System, we saw Fresh As On Me, we saw Let Me Hold You. We saw, you know, just more mature type of songs and content from him as he got older. We just really saw him, like, grow up in the industry. But I will never forget, he was the Scream tour was his tour. He was the headliner, not B2K now. And B2K, at their height, they were huge. But that was Bow Wow's tour, man. Bow Wow was the one for that. Like, I don't care what nobody say. People can clown him out now. They can call him corny, call him lame, all of the above. Some of our favorite rappers do corny, lame stuff. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson was one of my favorite rappers growing up. And to see what he has become now, like how corny stuff he be doing, he do a lot of corny stuff. Future has done a lot of corny stuff. A lot of different rappers. Chris Brown has, all of the above. But Bow Wow the only one to get penalized for doing corny things. And I'm like, I remember how y'all was screaming for dude, man. For real, man, he was the one. He had the it factor. He had stage presence. He had, like, his stage presence was crazy on stage. Now, reflecting on it now, in my adult years, I'm like, yo, I'm watching the performances. Like, for real, he was 13, commanding the crowd, and was yay high, little as hell. You feel me? And so, you gotta give him his flowers for that. You have to give him his flowers for that, man. I remember even when, what's the joint? I Think They Like Me, with the remix with them Franchise Boys and all that, and the Brat and all of that. Everybody in the hood knew Bow Wow verse. When Bow Wow say he ain't gotta act hard, he under 21 with a black card, what? Everybody was going in. What do you say? I got rocks and rings, you know, the same size as a boxing ring. Swimming pool in the front, in the backyard. I ain't gotta act hard. I'm under 21 with a black card. And y'all know that was kind of a low blow, but the dough for the so-so don't come slow. We was in it, what? Y'all remember when y'all heard that, Joe? You was making that stank face when you heard it. Bow Wow, we like, now Bow, everybody knew Bow Wow spit his verse on that joint, man. And I think he get a lot of flack now. I don't know, due to the celebrity women he's dated, or even now, as corny as y'all might say this is, all of your favorites be dating the women that Bow Wow dated. Bow Wow be dating them first. He be dating all of them first. Future didn't went and had children with the women he didn't date. You feel me? Like, he be dating all the it girls first. All the time. He be all the one. Bow Wow was really a staple of our youth, for real. And I can never let it slide. Like, I'm not gonna let y'all act like he was just something minuscule, like he was a blip on the radar. Cause even as a man, I remember everywhere we went, even in elementary school, people would have pictures and posters of Bow Wow in their locker, on their notebooks, on their dang on folders, on their binders. Mamas was printing out pictures of Bow Wow on their work computers, at their job, printing out pictures of Bow Wow to get to their daughters to customize binders and folders and lockers and all of that. It was real, man. This ain't no game, man. Bow Wow got at least 4 platinum albums. 4. You feel me? Even when Master P, and shout out to P, when P tried to come out, you know, he came out with Romeo. Romeo first album with platinum. He tried to create the alternative to Bow Wow with his own boy. I mean, he really just tried to put his son into the industry, right? I don't think he tried to just really try to offset Bow Wow's success. But P couldn't replicate what Jermaine Dupri was doing with Bow Wow. He couldn't replicate that. Bow Wow had I don't know, man. And shout out to Romeo, you feel me? They're my long lost cousins. But I like the recipe, JD, his writing team, and Bow Wow's charisma, stage his, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I said it before. His stage presence, all of the above, man. It was just something that had everybody. It was magnetic, and you had people were running to wherever he was. You feel me? Like it was. Hey, look, Bow Wow. People. I mean, you had older artists collaborating with Bow Wow. Jagged Edge and them singing on them hooks for him, but they was singing their heart out on Puppy Love. They was singing, Jagged Edge and them was singing their heart out on Puppy Love. What's that song, Baby? Bow Wow had a song called My Baby or something like that, or Baby. They was singing their heart out on that joint, for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I have to give all praise. I cannot act like he was just some like little blip on the radar, man. He can't be just looked at as something that was just small. So I had to tell my coworker, like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, you was just too young. Bow Wow was the one. He had the glow like Bruce Leroy in goddamn The Last Dragon. You feel me? And that Bow Wow aura was so up, he could have caught a bullet with his teeth. You feel me? He could have done that. That's what he was doing. Bow Wow. I was like, yo, I remember that time when it was just like, if Bow Wow came out with a song, it was going to be number one on 106 in Park, and it was going to stay number one until they retired it. It was not going to move. He would do performances at TRL and 106 in Park or the BET Awards, and people would be standing up trying to see what the young dude was going to do next. He was a young phenom, man. Seriously. And I'm never going to let people act like that was just something that was just small. Yes, we can't listen to them songs the same way we did as kids. You feel me? Now, some of the, like, we could listen to Out of My System, Like You, and Let Me Hold You, and Fresh Is On, Fresh Is On Me is hard. I don't care nobody telling that joint. Fire. But it's like, nah, man, we can't forget what dude was. Yeah, he didn't lie about being on a jet. Yeah, he had the video where he acting like people following him and the kids trying to fix, like he trying to hide from the kids, and I don't want them to scream and all of that, but man, so what, man? A lot of rappers have lied about a lot of things, and they've done a lot of corny things, man. But listen, the man was selling out arenas with nothing but little black girls and they mamas. Come on, man, that is an incredible feat. So shout out to Shad Moss, aka Bow Wow. I'm gonna give you flowers, brother. And I'm gonna watch the interview and see what you was talking about, because he has an incredible story, you know, from being with Death Row to going with Jermaine Dupri and then leaving Jermaine Dupri and finding some success, then coming back with Jermaine Dupri, all of the above. And JD deserves a lot of flowers for the way Bow Wow's career was developed and handled, the way he was able to allow Bow Wow to develop as an artist and teach him the ropes of being a true performer and entertainer and all of that. Jermaine Dupri deserves praise for that, man, because he knew how to develop artists, whether they were kids, whether they were adults. Even the way Jermaine brought Mariah Carey back into the fold with that Emancipation of Mimi album, back into the fold with black folks. She left the pop fold and came back to the R&B fold with the Emancipation of Mimi album. And with Jermaine Dupri writing them songs, him, Brian Michael Cox, maybe Jonte Austin might have wrote some of them songs on there too, I'm not sure. But yeah, Jermaine Dupri deserves his flowers for how he helped develop Bow Wow, and Bow Wow deserves credit for the career he had, man. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out, y'all. Peace.